What's going on, everybody on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back to you guys with another live stream, as I have to fix my mic real quick because my girlfriend apparently moved it when she was cleaning yesterday. But first and foremost, if you're new to the channel, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button below. Of course, we'd always love to add more like-minded individuals to our community. We have like 420, 425 of us now, pushing 425 day by day, so it's awesome to see this community growing. And while you're at it, definitely consider checking out our totally free, everything that means totally free, as everyone knows, our group chat, Discord group chat. It is one of the first links in the description box, I believe. And sorry about just my overall appearance. I just got back from the gym about an hour ago, smashed a quick little protein shake to start my eating of the day. As a lot of you know, I do intermittent fasting, which means I don't eat from 8 p.m. till at least 12 p.m. every single day. Today I didn't eat at all until 2 p.m. Still haven't quote-unquote ate, but I had that meal replacement smoothie. So if you're into that, give me a shout. But I just have this pulled up really quickly because I think a lot of people just I wouldn't say well, yeah, I would. A lot of people just overcomplicate things. We always think about just so many different is it matrix? Is that the word? So many different things essentially when it comes to how to make more money, how to make money in the stock market, how to just go about making more money at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, the only thing you need to focus on, as you can see, the to-do list that I have, I just changed this recently on my desktop just to give me just that daily reminder every time I log on. It's just the to-do list is make more money. Find a way to make more money by any means necessarily. That's why I wouldn't say I love my job, but the job I have right now, I can't complain because I ultimately control how much money I make. I get paid based off production and leads that I bring to the company. Like, I don't sell anything. I just find a problem, bring the problem to the customer's attention while I'm already making money doing production, taking care of customers' homes. And at that point, I just tell them about the free inspection they can get, and then bam, I get the salesman in the door. He closes the sale 9 times out of 10, and I make a lot of money. For those of you that follow me on social media, saw me post, I think it was yesterday, a text that I got from someone that's pretty high up in the sales side in my company. And I'm trying not to get off track for this video because obviously it's about Iron Condors. I'm just excited about it. It's my first whole month out in the field, and I am blowing everybody in my branch out of the water when it comes to leads brought in. They don't count it until the work's been done, the customer's paid, full 9 yards. But in the first week of November, I did like $10,000 in sales, like sales brought to the salesman and whatnot, pretty much in commission, so to speak. And the next person behind me was at $3,000. So it just goes to show that when you actually just show up every day with a mission, like I always tell people, I don't overcomplicate things. I go in just looking at customers and thinking, all right, you got my fucking money. You're going to pay up today. This is the problem I found. This is the solution. I can get somebody out here. Bam. And then I collect the money. I don't sugarcoat anything. But, I mean, that's what's awesome at the end of the day. If I could suggest anything to anyone, it's find a job where you get paid off of production and commission. Hourly is a joke. I will never go back to an hourly job after this job. This is probably going to be my last job before I go full off into my own businesses. But as you can tell from the title of the video, finally, now that we're probably 2 minutes already into the stream, 4 minutes into the stream, got 2 of you watching on a Saturday. Awesome. But let me just go ahead and get this chart pulled up. And how's it going there, Clint? So as you guys know, I took on an Iron Condors position on Starbucks because I liked the premium that it was offering. However, it obviously did not go anything like I thought it was going to. I thought Starbucks had gone up way too fast. I don't know if it's because the dividend is coming up here in the next few days and people just kept buying. But obviously Starbucks kept going up throughout the week. I think Friday was actually only down day, if I can recall. The only down day that Starbucks even had. And I only allowed for $66 on that position. So I ended up closing it early Friday, if I remember right, Thursday, Friday, for a pretty hefty loss. It's not a big deal. Like I told you guys, I was just kind of using this $50 as quote unquote mad money, and I was like, if worse comes to worse, I just won't do anything until starting next month whenever I can start investing big, because once I can start investing big, I'll be taking on nothing but super safe trades, which will obviously return super safe returns and consistent returns. And this Starbucks trade was not safe. I mean, I mentioned whenever I took it on in my Discord group chat that it only had like a 68% chance of profit, which goes against my criteria. And sure enough, I went against my criteria and I lost my ass because of it. If I had stuck with what I known already, which is XOP, what did I say XOP was going to do? I said I thought it didn't even attempt to test $40, but I knew it was going to stay between $35 and $40. So if I had just stuck with that trade, I would have made like 7 to 10% profit for the week, and I would have moved on. I would have had at that point like $60 in my account. But since I had that horrible trade, I went from, what was I, like $55 down to $8.35. And if I didn't close the trade by the end of Friday, I was going to lose that entire investment, which then my account would have been like $3 or something. So again, this is why, for one, I say do not trade with anything less than, let's be real, at least a couple $100. I mean, you can do it on $100, but I think at the minimum for safe trade purposes, you need probably $200 to $500. $200 being the bare minimum to really get in. Why? Because like I said, just stick with what you know. I mean, you guys probably know more about Starbucks than I do, and I know more about XOP, SPY, and Apple and stuff like that more than probably some of you maybe do. But XOP is the one that's been just my go-to. And let's just show you, for example, because it's about the same. The IV is a little higher, it looks like, recently, so the premium is probably going to be slightly more. But let me just show you guys approximately what I was looking at on it's at 36 right now, correct? Yeah, 36. The type of trade that I had been placing on XOP. So I had been doing it kind of like this, if I recall. I might have even pushed this up slightly. No, yeah, it was this, wasn't it? Because after commissions, yeah. So you can see the potential for profit is lower on this one, FYI, just because obviously I'm like a lot closer to the actual price than what it usually is. But usually the potential for profit on this is close to like 75%, but just bear with me on the numbers for the percent of profit. But overall, this credit was about the same, and you're putting up a little less money actually. So for this one, for example, you would get an 846 credit. You're putting up 4154. So let's get the calculator out, and so you do your profit, 846, and this is, of course, we plan on holding until the end of the week so we can collect that full premium and not have to pay any commissions and whatnot other than that upfront commission. So you divide that by your 4154, and then that's a whopping 20% profit, which that is actually stretched. Like I said, we can go in here and edit it, because what I'd probably realistically do, since I'm truly a little bearish on oil, is I'd probably bring this down to 34, and then I'd probably bring this up to I'd probably do 38 and a half. Probably not even quite 38 and a half. Let's just say 38. Pulled the wrong one. So this one, so now you can see 34, 33. That's because we're going by ones instead of 0.5s. But $16 off of 84, so 1146. 1146 divided by 88.54. You're still looking at about again 13% profit, which is pretty much dead on what I had gotten from XOP. So this is pretty close to the trade that I would actually do. The percent of profit, 68%. I honestly don't understand why it's not above 70, but it's close enough. That Starbucks one was like 66, like I said. And I have betted more bearish on it, which is why I ended up losing my ass. If anything, I should have made a more bullish Iron Condor, but whatever. But point being, if I had just stuck to what I known, I would have made 13% on an investment versus losing damn near, 80% of the investment. And that's just the biggest takeaway. Again, it's all about learning. If you don't learn from your mistakes, you will always repeat them, right? And that was my first big mistake on Iron Condor. I got cocky. I thought for sure Starbucks was probably going to come down and stay within this little range briefly. I thought the market was going to be a little more volatile than it was with the elections, but the elections went better than expected for Republicans and whatnot, so the market didn't really react too much. If anything, it reacted more bullishly, so that kind of didn't help me either, obviously, since I was betting a little more bearish on the bearish side on Starbucks. But like I said, you live and learn, stick with what you know. That Apple, if you watched, I think it was Sunday Stock Watch last week, I called out an Apple Iron Condor, and it pretty much went identically to how I said. I said our range was going to be, what did I say, like 195. I think I said 195, 197.50, like these two right here. And then if I remember right, I think I said 217.50 and 215 if I recall. So actually it costs a little bit more right now. Potential for profit is still around 70. But see, you were talking, last week when we looked at it, the price was like 193 or 198 or something. So you're putting up a little bit more money. But either way, if you look at this, 34, 46 divided by 215, 54, you're talking 16% profit still. And I think if we when we looked at it last week, you were talking like 20 to 30% profit. But still, either way, if I had the money to have done this trade, I sure as hell would have done it, and I would have made 15, 20, whatever percent it ended up being, a good chunk of profit. But since I tried to go with something I didn't know 100%, Starbucks, I ended up losing my ass. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I was glad I was playing with a small amount of money just so I could learn that lesson with the small amount of money. Now that I, quote-unquote, learned my lesson, it'll be fine. Because, like I said, once I actually have, quote-unquote, capital, like I mentioned, I don't think you should mess around with Iron Condors until you have definitely at least $200. As you can see, this is a pretty safe trade, and you still need $215, and you're going to return 34. But it is what it is. I'm going to start investing probably at least a few $100s starting next month. And at that point, we'll be able to start doing the really safe trades. How's it going there, Josh? Good afternoon. But, like I said, it's just all about sticking with what you know. And, I mean, I didn't even have to have big capital to put on this XOP trade, which, as I mentioned, was probably right around where what I would do for going into next week. Actually, for next week, let me pull up XOP real quick. So we're still, see the 1 hour chart. Hold on, 1 hour charts. Let's pull up our 180. Yeah. So I still think it's going to stick within that range. So this is probably the trade that I, again, would have done if I could go back in time and submit that trade. But I did not have the money to be able to do so. Again, like I said, I think to do safe Iron Condors for consistent, safe returns is to start with at least $200. Which starting next month, I will. Next month, like I said, I mean, I can tell you guys straight up what my budget's going to be for investing next month. Because I'm going to make like $7 grand next month, which is going to be crazy. Yeah, and see on the low, and see I only budgeted, so I know I'm going to make over $5 grand at the minimum, say the least. But for my December budget, I only put as if I made like $3,500, and I have myself investing $400 for next month. So I mean, if I truly do make $6,000-7,000, how it's looking. Because I'm like on fire with sales right now at my job, which obviously I get paid on that in December. But at this rate, I'll probably be able to invest if I want to like $2,000. I'm probably not going to. I'm probably gonna, because as you guys know, I'm building up the emergency fund so I can end up quitting my job here in the next 2 years. That's gonna be at like $50,000. And then my trading account's also going to be at like $25,000 to $50,000 before I end up quitting. That way I'll have a good little nest egg. That way, if I have a bad month in trading, I'll have that savings account with 50 grand in it to kind of supplement the income, so to speak. That's long term, obviously, but point being, starting late next month, it's going to get really fun. I cannot wait for 2019 for sure. It's going to be just off to the races. We'll be doing super safe trades. In all honesty, for like this trade, for example, I mean, I'm talking such safe trades that I would probably end up doing something closer to this. Because, like, see, this, I mean, this is still decent. I mean, this is for, you're thinking this is 1 week, guys. Like, a lot of people are thinking, oh, $9, that ain't shit. Well, you know what I like? 80% chance of making total profit, collecting all that premium, and you take a look at it, you're like, oh, man. After commissions, you're talking $5 off a $95 investment. Well, okay, let's do the exact percentage. Because, like, what do I always say, guys? Think about the percent return. Do not give a damn about the dollar amount. Because once your account starts to grow, the dollar amount will get bigger and bigger. So, see, that's over 4.5% profit for the week, which is pretty much a percent per day. Which, like I said, is enough. I mean, you do that every single day, every single week. You'll watch your account just mathematically explode. So let's say I was super confident in this trade. Let's say next month I invest $500 into my account, whatever. Probably end up being a little bit more, but let's just say 500. So I'd probably put 300 worth in at that point. 382, whatever. So I would end up collecting roughly $18 for the week, or a little less actually after commission, right? Oh, it won't even let me. Or no, this is, okay, this is, I'm tripping. Okay, so yeah, this is after commissions and everything too. So, $17.80, again, I mean, the profit is essentially going to be the same. But just to reiterate it, 17, oh, dumbass, 1780 divided by 382.20. Again, you're talking about over 4.5% profit for the week, which is not bad. I mean, it's a safe trade. More than likely, it would definitely work for the week, and I'm not having to just sit there and just wonder all week like I would with Starbucks. And again, the Apple trade that I fell in love with on Sunday Stock Watch last week. Where's it at? Let's see. So we did 197.50. So with this trade, I'd probably even be willing to push it. No, not that far, because that costs way too much premium. Yeah, I'd bet. Yeah, I'd probably still do it just like this. The potential for profit I don't necessarily care about too much, because it's taken into account that it's pretty damn close to 197 already. But whatever. Let's just say, okay, 211. I'd probably do 2 of this. So then at that point, you're talking almost $70 off of a $431 investment. So like I said, I mean, once, and then obviously the next month, I'll probably invest $2,000. So let's say later on down the road, I want to do something like that. Oh, looky there, I just made like $140. So, I mean, you can see how once you actually start building up your account, the dollars will come. But whenever you're starting with like $200, anything less than $1,000, guys, I mean, you just gotta think about percentages, just period. Because, I mean, even $137, I mean, that's not like huge money for a week. I mean, you're talking, let's say you somehow did that every single week, you're talking, what, about $600, $548 per month. So, I mean, it's not like income replacing or anything like that. So, like I said, you have no business thinking about how many dollars of profit you can make. And that's where I got caught up. I saw the juicy premium that Starbucks was offering, and I went after it. I went against pretty much everything that I had thought I had embedded in my head, which is think about percentages, Don't think about dollars. Go with the safest trade. Don't go with the most riskiest trade. And it bit me in the butt. But like I said, I'm glad I learned with just one small position. It cost me like $32, whatever. Well, after the profit I made, it cost me roughly $35 to $40. Not a big deal at the end of the day. I'm not worried about it. Like I said, I call it tuition. If you don't learn from it, then at the end of the day, you're just wasting money. But I always just kind of get excited because I know the account size that I'll have here in just a few months. And in all honesty, I would not put 844 to this. I'd probably end up putting about this much to this trade, which at that point you're talking $310 of profit. Take that times 4, you start to see how your account's really going to start going up in size. Or even if, because of that whole percent chance of profit, we can go over to XOP. Damn it, I cleared out my Iron Condor. Which trade did I do? Was it 34 and 34.50? Something like that? Or no, I went up to, what did I go up to? I forget. Let's just say this trade, for example, because it's 71% profit. So you're talking 446. Okay, so yeah. So let's say I wanted to do this trade for some reason, whatever, and we just did this because I'd probably put a little under $2,000 towards it. So then there, you're still talking 365. Take that times 4. What do we have? Like 1,400, 1,300, something like that. So like I said, you have to just keep everything in perspective. Always think about percentages. Apparently, I just need to go back and watch my own videos where I preach to you guys on think about percentages and percent chance of profit. That way I won't do that again. You live and learn, right? And I don't care what anyone says. There's a huge, very, very, very huge difference in trading with small amount of money versus big amount of money. I don't care what anyone says. You are psychologically, unless if you're just a nutcase, you are psychologically going to bet a lot safer with a large amount of money than a small amount of money. With a small amount of money, you're trying to double it or whatever the case may be, a lot more than, like, let's be real. If you had, like I had $50, you're going to be a lot more likely to go throw a super far out of the money SPY call than you would with your $2,000, right? So you just have to keep that in perspective. I know for a fact I'm not going to make stupid mistakes once I start investing large sums of money. I have yet to actually, I mean, what did I have my account up to at one point? $2,000 to $3,000, and slowly but surely I had to pull money out because we had moved and whatnot, so that kind of sucked. But I know here, starting next month, probably gonna end up investing $500 to $1,000. January, if I recall, I budgeted for like $1,500. Yeah, $1,500 for January, roughly. And that'll probably be the baseline from then on, is $1,000 to $2,000 every single month at that point. There'll be some months that I do a little less, just because here in the next year I plan on spending a lot of money within the business, within myself, going to network with a bunch of, again, like-minded individuals, trying to, it's not about what you know at the end of the day, but it's who you know as well. If you don't make connections, you cannot advance within any community, within any business. So, got a lot of stuff going on this next year that I'm slowly but surely putting together. You guys will definitely be there for it all, especially all the trips and whatnot that I'll have coming up this next year. It's going to be fun stuff. I mean, money gives you options at the end of the day. If you don't have money, you can't network. You have to be able to spend the money to get around the people you need to get around, so you can learn what you need to learn, so you can make more money. It's just a never-ending process at the end of the day. But that's a whole nother subject. That's more of like a business topic. But like I said, I'm not like, was I mad about the money I lost? No. What I was mad about was that I went against my core, essentially, like what I preach on every single stream almost, that do not focus on dollar amount, do not focus on trying to get the max amount of profit, Just focus on making consistent profit. I mean, this one, for example, let's do the math really quick. Let's just say $366 divided by 2,034. You're talking 18% profit. That's actually a decent profit. So I mean, in all honesty, if I really wanted to, I could even make this a little bit. I could spread this out a little bit more. I'd probably spread it a little bit more to the downside, in all honesty, since I am still slightly bearish on oil. And as you all know, I'm long-term bearish on oil. So like, let's say I wanted to go ahead and do that. It's going to cost a lot more. But as you can see, I mean, this is still roughly 10%. I mean, it's just under 10%, but I'm having to put up almost twice the capital. So again, you just sit around and play with it, but I could go on about it all day. Let me check our stream really quick. That's not what I needed. Make sure we're still doing alright. We got 4 of you tuning in. Awesome stuff. But yeah, like I said, I made a stupid trade this week. Live and learn. If you guys are wondering, because I always mention, like, I have a little, what I like to call my retirement emergency fund, where like I kind of just invest in companies I find value in. I try to find them at super low prices. One that I'm sure we all heard about this week was Roku. I went ahead, not Roku, Roku. I scooped up a couple shares of Roku because it dropped big time. Was it on earnings, I believe? Yeah, they lost about a penny more than expected. So it came around a pretty large support right around $43. It's back up to like $44. I bought it, I think, at like $43.29 if I recall, something like that. We can pull up the one day. It was like around first thing in the morning. Yeah, you can see it popped all the way down below 43. But I got it right around 43.29, I believe. Yeah, it was like 9, 10 a.m. whenever I bought in. I watched it just keep falling, and then I caught it. I think if I remember right, I saw it come down, and then I waited for like some confirmation that it was going to start to try to go back up. It's up roughly 60 cents or so since I bought it, so I've made like $1 or $1.20 off of that. Nothing major or anything, but if I remember right, the markets were down overall pretty big. Yeah, markets were down, and my quote-unquote retirement fund, emergency retirement fund, was up about 0.25%. So that's cool. As you guys know, that means I have 2 shares of Roku. I have like 10 shares of SiriusXM, nothing big. It really hasn't done nothing since I bought it. I think I'm up about 2% overall on the entire position because I scooped some of it when it was in the 5s. I had some already when it was around 6, and now it's obviously at 6.20, so I'm up roughly 20 cents or so per share on that. What else do I have? I forget actually. I know I have something else too. Oh, I have Kraft Heinz, which hasn't really been doing nothing for me yet. I bought it right around like, wasn't it 53 or 52? So I mean, it might be up $1. I didn't know it was up on Friday. It's probably a big part of why my account was up some, but I just put another like $150 into that. Like I said, that's more my emergency fund. It's at like $500 now. And like I mentioned, I'm pretty much going to be splitting what I put into actual investing along with putting into that retirement. I call it a retirement because it is at the end of the day a retirement account. It's an IRA, but I'm using it kind of just for safe trading and safe emergency fund, so to speak, because I can only put $5,500 into it. So at that point, what I'll do is I'll go into like a Acorns app or something to let that money, or just open a money market account and use that as a savings account too. It's all about trying to find ways to make your money make money, even though you're trying to keep it safe, because at the end of the day, if your money's not making money, it's losing money because of inflation. So you have to always think about that. I never leave money just in my bank. My checking account is usually always under $100, and it's not because I'm stupid with money. It's because I have my money working for me in various different areas. If your money's not working for you, then you're gonna just end up being average, and average is hard and broke and struggling. So always keep that in mind, of course. But yeah, Kraft Heinz, SiriusXM, Roku, is that it? Let me double check really quick. And like I said, I have quite a bit of cash I'm sitting on too. I probably should have bought some more Roku, but I didn't want to take too big of a position on it since I didn't know exactly if I was going to keep dropping or not. Oh yeah, I have SPSM, of course, which pretty much trades hand in hand, as you'll see, with what? SPY. So look at SPY and then SPSM. They trade pretty damn close to one another. So, as you can see, it moves a little bit more volatile than SPY. It was down about 1.5%. SPY is only down about 1%, but I like it. It's just me. That's just something that I invest in from time to time. Hasn't really done anything for me. I think I'm down overall on that. Still about $7 or something, but everything else has kind of just done this, equaled out, so to speak, because like I said, I'm up like $2 or something on SiriusXM. I think I'm actually up slightly on Kraft Heinz now. No, Kraft Heinz I'm still down by 80 cents. Roku I'm up $1.46. SiriusXM I'm up $2.06. SPSM, yeah, I'm down like $9. So if you're interested in that, that's what I'm invested in within the IRA. But like I said, for the Iron Condor, I messed up trading a Starbucks one. If you want to know like the exact one I did, it was like, what I do is like a 66. 66 was like the low end that I had, and then I went and, if I can scroll up further, if I can click on both of these, and strikes, we want to go up, up. I think I did something like that, but yeah, as you can see, the max profit now is obviously 0, but yeah, it was not a good trade to say the least, because I shouldn't have done the trade. I mean, it's just plain and simple like that sometimes. But live and learn. Like I said, the one that I'll be sticking with the most, just because I know a lot about it, is XOP. It returns consistent 7 to 15 to 20 sometimes % profit every single week. And I mean, just look at the chart. This is the most beautiful chart you could ask for as an Iron Condor trader. Like, just look at the 180 day. I mean, look how consistent it is. Obviously, it's had this huge drop off, but now I think we're probably going to stay within this little wedge for a while too. So, I mean, XOP is a beautiful thing to trade when it comes to Iron Condors. Apple is as well. Apple is obviously a little bit more volatile, but with that, you get more juicy premium. And as you can see, pretty much it's kind of traded between two, let's just say, it's traded between 195 and 225 for the last, what, months now. I mean, since damn near, I mean, let's just give it to here, since July. So 4 months now, it's just kind of been trading between 195 and 225. So that's another one you can pay attention to too, if you're looking to get into some safe Iron Condors for consistent profits. But like I said, the one on XOP that I'd be looking at is like this. You can see $414 of credit off of $4,386. It's roughly a 10% return for a week, which is not bad at all. That's 2% a day roughly. So I'm not going to make this video too long. I just wanted to kind of give everyone an update that's not in the Discord group chat already. If you're not, definitely start checking that out. It's one of the first links in the description box. And if you're new to the channel, like I said, definitely start subscribing below. We'd love to have you here. But like I said, I just wanted to update everybody just on how horrible this week went. It is partially, I mean, it's because of various things. I went into a trade that I was not 100% on. I was not able to manage that trade because I was super busy again all week. And the trade obviously went horribly wrong, and I went against my criteria of 70% chance of profit or higher. Had a 66% chance, and that 66% chance bit me in the ass in the end. So that's why you always stick to what you know, stick to your criteria. I'm not saying that my criteria is the same, should be the same for everybody, but just go in there with a set criteria. If a trade does not meet your criteria, do not force the trade. I cannot stress that enough. If you stick to your criteria and your criteria actually works, like mine had been, then you'll make money over and over and over, and you'll watch your account keep growing, keep growing, keep growing, But if you don't stick to it, then obviously, as I just saw this week, you'll lose money really quick. And like I said, obviously the bigger the account size, the less likely you're going to be to take on stupid trades, risky trades, trades that go against your criteria. So keep that in the back of your mind too. But other than that, if we don't have any questions or anything like that, still got 3 of you tuning in. I'll just go, like I said, I'll go and start wrapping this up. Hopefully you guys have had a good weekend so far. Hopefully you guys have had a good start to your November and have had a good last week. And like I said, definitely consider joining that group chat down in the description box. There's about 40 of us in there now, 30 to 40 of us in there now. It's always fun stuff to communicate with a bunch of like-minded individuals. And if you like the video, like the stream, definitely consider hitting that like button. I would greatly appreciate that, of course. But until next time, guys, keep on going out there, making those profits, covering your profits, and achieving some financial freedom this year. And I'll see you guys more than likely tomorrow for a Sunday stock watch. Take it easy, guys.